Okay, so this might sound a little dramatic. This helps. But have you ever felt like you're weirdly hard to explain as a person? Like the version of me that most people see? That's not the full picture. Anyways, this is going to be a story time video and a light reflection on how sometimes I feel that I do get misunderstood and what I'm learning about why that is. Stay with me if you also feel that sometimes people don't see the real you, or if you're trying to figure out how to let that version of you show up more. I'm going to be sharing what I do. Come along because you and I are on the same boat. Some say I'm an open book. Others think that I'm hard to read. And weirdly, both are kind of true for me. Naturally, the people who really know me, they see the depth. They know that I overthink, I care a lot, I have so many questions, ideas, stories all the time. And naturally, most people see what's on the surface. But the problem is not that. The problem is that I have let that affect me. So sometimes I have stopped expressing myself truly and completely and also held back from sharing things that I really wanted to do or say. And it's because I was worried that I might be perceived in a different and new light from what they have already known me to be, and it might surprise them or confuse them, or maybe they can end up judging me differently. Now, you might say that why does it matter to me what people think? Of course, it's the ideal thing to say. But it's not that. It's about the fact that I have worked really hard to get to where I am right now. Maybe it was a quiet and slow progress, but it was, and I've built parts of myself that I'm really proud of today, which is my curiosity, my creative voice, my ability to hold space for others and make other people feel included. And when people don't notice that, it feels like all that growth is being unnoticed and that effort is not visible. Like I've grown, but nobody has noticed. And yes, it doesn't matter what other people think of me because honestly, most of the days I don't care about it, as one should not. But now I'll tell you the part where it does start to matter. And there are moments when I realize that the way people perceive you is how they also would engage with you. What opportunities you will get, whether they trust you, include you, or remember you. Now, the question is not why does it matter what people will think of me, but more about what more opportunities or possibilities I can unlock for myself if people see me the right way, as I want them to see me. And let's just say that one of my seventh grade teachers told that we are all social animals, so we live off each other. And I have held on to that thought for quite a while, as you see. So that got me thinking, and I thought that how do I show people more of who I am really on the inside? How to make those inherent qualities come out and be showcased in front of people when they are really hard to be seen. Do you follow me? Okay, I have six things to share. Let's go. So, the first thing, showing thoughtfulness by remembering the smallest of things. Okay, this might come in handy in a lot of situations, of course, from birthdays to doctor appointments to remembering some small detail they might have mentioned somewhere in the past. It just shows that they take up space in your mind, and it hence shows that you care and that you listen to them. Second, keeping warm connections. Of course, this can be applied in your personal and professional life. I apply in both of these equally for my personal relationships because I have been away from home for almost 2 years now, and I have to keep in contact with my closest of friends. For example, if there's something that reminds me of them, I immediately share about it, saying that, hey, this reminds me of you. And then we start up a conversation. And whenever we happen to talk, we always catch up from where we left off. We always follow up on the things that we have previously talked about. And it really shows that we are in sync, even though we are not in touch regularly. And let me tell you, I'm a bad texter, okay? My friends can vouch for it. But my lovely friends, that doesn't mean that I forget about it. A lot of times, what happens is that when you have not texted in a long time, you feel guilty about it, and then you end up not texting again. But that doesn't stop me. I still go ahead and text and be like, hey, bestie. Now, for professional relationships, those are a bit tricky to manage because most of those connections are made online, namely through LinkedIn. But what I try to do is that whenever we are in the same city or place, I text them to meet up for coffee maybe and have a chat to keep it natural and not too pushy. It's also because I want to know what kind of work they are doing, what kind of projects that they are getting into, and if there is any way that I can be a part of those initiatives that they undertake. And It may or may not result into something substantial in the future, but staying in touch always goes a long way. Third, showing up when you say you will. This shows reliability. For example, if I say yes to something, I will keep my word. That also lets people trust me and my presence. And if people trust you, they will think more about you when important matters come up. But here's the catch I'm learning about. You also have to learn how to say no alongside saying yes, not because you won't be able to commit to certain things. Of course, if you say yes, you would do it. But sometimes you need to say no to prioritize some things over others. Number four, asking deeper questions, something that I've always believed in, but what I'm currently practicing is to truly listen, to actively listen. Because a lot of times, what I tend to do is that since my mind is always on the go, and I always tend to predict what the other person is going to say in front of me, even though that's exactly what they're going to say. It's been proved, right? But probably that doesn't give them the feel that I'm truly listening. And since I want to show that empathetic side of me to them, I should be just shutting my mouth and truly listening to them, basically staying with their answer without rushing to give my response. Asking deeper questions where I feel that I do put a good amount of effort in is that by going beyond the surface conversations and really asking why something matters to them. And I feel that really helps people open up. Number five, everybody around me knows that I'm a curious cat. I have to know everything. But what I'm trying to work on is that it's not important to know everything, but to know the right things and the things that matter at that moment. Because since I tend to think ahead, I don't want to sound like obnoxious and say I think ahead or something, but like, since my thoughts skip, like there's a lot of thoughts. So I tend to look at situations from a lot of angles, and therefore that leads me to asking a lot of questions that might not seem relevant at that point, might come handy later on, but people don't want to care about that at that particular moment. But definitely showcasing curiosity has led me to ask good questions at a deeper level, and that also brings out my clarity of thoughts around situations and show people that I care and actually am engaged with what they're going through or what they are talking to me about. And last but not the least, my favorite, creating space for others to speak as well. And this showcases and embodies the qualities of leadership and inclusion. What I mean to say that even if you are not in a leadership role at this moment, but if you have the quality to create an inclusive space for others and let people feel that they belong, know that you are going to be a good leader. And I feel this is something that I have experienced firsthand, as a lot of times in the past I've been told that, I do not probably know how to lead. And now, in the last 1 year, when I have led teams and when I have gotten a positive feedback from my team, it really gives me a sense of gratification and a sense of achievement and pride to say that leadership might not be something loud, something that you have to be right at the forefront to, lead people, but something about, to me, leadership, what it means is to create a space where everybody feels belonged and everybody has that voice to speak up. Like, even if you know the answer, you let other people share their opinions, so you invite them to come forward and speak up. For example, maybe letting somebody else go first, keeping others before you, keeping them before your ego really matters here, and not cutting people off midway. And honestly, people remember you for that. They remember you for how you made them feel, not by the number of targets that the leader has made the team achieve. I mean, that's my personal opinion, and that's how I have perceived leadership to be. And it goes a long way. And I have been really lucky to get a team of people who are equally motivated as me to bring forward their ideas and values so that we can all collaborate together peacefully. So, now to wrap it all off, I want to share something that I read somewhere, that to bring your inner self into the world, you don't need a personal brand. But when your visuals, voice, and tone align with your values, people start to recognize you. So, let you and your creativity reflect your clarity. Let people feel who you are without needing a long explanation. And there you go. What I shared are my ways to bring forward my most inherent, not so noticeable, not so loud qualities to shine. And maybe, and really hoping that this helps you reflect on your hidden qualities that actually makes you unique and awesome. So let me know in the comments because I really want to know what's your process and if you think about it like me. And yeah, good luck with it and see you in the next one. Bye.